But yeah, I think we're gonna go over Falcon's history because I think you guys would think it's interesting. All right, so keep in mind that Captain Falcon in his current state is significantly different from Falcon in his previous state. Like, beginning Falcon compared to current is a massive, massive difference. Look at all these changes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 overall positive buffs for Falcon. 22! Holy sh**. Like, at the beginning of this game, things were a struggle. Like, around early to mid 2019, I was seriously considering just quitting competition. And I think what really hit was, I think I got like 129th at EVO that year or something like that. Like, it was something bad. So I genuinely almost quit because I was like, what's the point? I don't want to play another character, but I also don't want to spend all this money to travel and compete if I'm just, if there's no chance of it actually turning into anything, you know? It's not Brawl Falcon. What does that have to do with anything? Brawl Falcon was worse, but that didn't mean this Falcon was good. He was just less bad, but still not good enough to do anything, so it just didn't matter. Something happened that changed my mind and made me want to keep going, and now it's patch 3.1.0. Forward tilt got a nice little buff, which doesn't make much of a difference, but it's something. Up tilt had less startup from 17 to 14, with the same ending lag, which shortened its duration from its FAF to 40 to 37, which is, you know, it's pretty solid, it's something. Forward air's hitbox, the sweet spot got larger, going from 3.0 to 3.75. It was actually pretty difficult to consistently combo into the sweet spot for Knee, and that extra little something helped a lot. His back air went from dealing 25 base to 94 scaling to 27/97 scaling, which made it a better combo tool. It made it kill a little bit better. It was just good. Raptor Boost's uppercut went from having 6 frames before the uppercut came out to 5. And for some context on how Raptor Boost works, the initial frame data starts where Falcon does the little lunge, and then he dives forward. And he keeps moving forward until one of two things happens. He either reaches the end of the distance he will normally go, or he runs into something that he can hit before then. And then, once he reaches that point where he can hit something, 6 frames later, the hitbox would come out. Because it comes out 6 frames later, something could be there by the time you reach them, and then by the time the 6 frames happens and you can hit them, they're already gone. So the move would trigger, but not connect. And this still does happen, but it used to happen so much more. It was a massive difference. What makes it even more puzzling is there are some other moves that function similarly, like Mii Brawler side B, or Pit and Dark Pit side B. Their hitboxes come out 2 frames later? Why? I genuinely have no idea why. They're all functionally identical with the way that they're programmed. I don't know why Falcon's comes out 6 frames later and theirs came out 2. I don't know, they just don't like Falcon, I guess. I don't know. On top of that, Raptor Boost's armor has a higher damage threshold now, going from 8% to 10%, which means that it can power through more stuff now. It also deals more hit stun, which before you couldn't realistically combo Raptor Boost into other stuff. Now you could sometimes combo it. Like, it wasn't the biggest deal in the world, because as a whole, the angle on it was still not great, so you usually would still struggle to combo much out of it, but it was something. On top of that, Falcon Kick's clean hitbox has a longer hitbox duration, with the total duration of the attack being the same, from frames 15 to 17 grounded for the strong hitbox, and 16 to 18 in the air. Patch 7.0, he got another little thing where his shield size was increased by a little bit, and the hitbox on his jab, the jabs pull into each other a little bit more. In the beginning of this game, people would actually regularly just fall out of Falcon's jab combo. Like, you would land jab, and then the rest would just not connect, and then you'd get punished, which was really annoying. Also, Falcon used to get shield poked a lot, even when he had full shield health, which was really stupid. Falcon at the beginning of this game was a travesty, but at least they kept making him better, you know? Then in patch 8.0, he went from having dash tag being still solid but not great, to now having less ending lag, going from 38 to 35, which makes it not only safer, but it improves its combo potential. And then they also lowered the shield stun multiplier from 1.875 to 1.5, which fully compensates for the clean hits advantage on shield, but not the late hits, which makes the latter a little safer on shield. Like as an example, them making it like that made it to where you can dash attack Luigi's shield, and as long as you haven't stalled it at all, you can straight up jump and mash jump, and he won't be able to shield grab you. Being able to not get shield grabbed by Luigi and some other characters with slower grabs is kind of neat. Also, down tilt was given more knockback scaling, going from 80 to 86. Solid. For up smash, they gave the second hit more knockback, going from 72, 74/80 to 80, 81, 88. A nice little change. People are still falling out of up smash a lot. It killed more, so that's cool. Obviously, it's still not the best at the time, because since people were falling out of up smash a lot, instead of addressing the issue, they decided to do that. It's like looking at a sinking ship and deciding instead of, trying to patch it, you install a cannon. Doesn't really fix the problem, but it does technically make it better. So cool, I guess. Then they changed Raptor Boost again to where the uppercut now launches at a higher angle, going from 76 degrees to 85, and has much less knockback scaling, going from 52 to 30, which made it to where you could combo significantly better with it. Before, combos out of Raptor Boost were very situational, and plenty of characters straight up just didn't work unless they DI'd poorly, which this is a huge difference. That Raptor Boost change made it go from a situational combo move to a reliable combo move. Because before, the fact that it was like a medium to high risk move with low to medium reward most of the time meant that even though it had some theoretical good uses, it was still just meh, because you don't want to use something that's medium to high risk and low to medium reward most of the time. That just doesn't line up. But now it got to a point where the reward lines up with the risk, and the fact that it has armor means that in some situations where characters can kind of just mash in your face and disrespect you, means that now you can make them respect you if you make them worry about Raptor Boost, They also made the overhand meteor hitbox have higher priority, which makes it a little easier to get the spike with. They also made the hitbox a little bit better so that it was a little harder to fall out of it. Then they made a Falcon Kick better by giving it less startup, going from frame 15 grounded as 16 aerial to 13/14, with its total duration also reduced from ending on frame 71 to 69 grounded, and landing 68 to 66, with off edge being 59 to 57. Also, the clean hit has more knockback scaling, going from 84 to 88 knockback grounded, and 52 to 57 aerial. Not only did they make it decently faster, but they also made the strong hit kill earlier, which is nice. Definitely made a pretty big difference for Falcon overall. Then in patch 9.0, they changed up smash to have the first hit have swap priority for its 12% damage hitboxes, and they deal less knockback, going from 30/88 to 20/10. Then to 5.0 base to 10.0 for the second hit, which allowed it to connect more reliably into the second hit, especially against opponents on platforms above Falcon. Because before, there was a frequent issue where you would land up smash on someone on a platform, and because of the way that the first hit worked, it would move them out of the way of the second hit, to where you would just reliably not be able to combo people on platforms with up smash. Now people still fall out of it occasionally, but it's something that happens occasionally rather than consistently, which is a big deal. And then last but not least, in patch 11.0, they made Falcon dive his up B. The throw now has significantly less ending lag, going from 55 to 24, which made it considerably harder to tech check Falcon's recovery. In every single Smash game, except for Smash 64, if you wanted to, you could tech Falcon's up B and then either ledge jump or just use your double jump and hit him. And because of how long he was stuck in the up B animation, you could pretty freely just kill him for it if you had a decent aerial. Like, for the most part, you would just consistently get spiked if you hit someone with your up B and just die. Like, if you did it to Ganon, and you're at like 10% or higher, you can kiss your stock goodbye, consistently. Going from 55 to 24 means that plenty of characters can still tech check Falcon with something. For the most part, most characters are only able to do it with their faster moves, and not necessarily their strongest moves. Which means that Falcon dies significantly less off stage when he up Bs. Like, you still can die for it, but you're not really getting punished by the strongest stuff. Or at least if you are, you're forcing them to read your option after the up B, which makes a big difference. So as a whole, when you look at what Falcon was like at the beginning, his multi-hits were extremely inconsistent, his kill moves were worse, Knee was harder to combo into, and also simultaneously had a smaller hitbox. Raptor Boost was inconsistent, Falcon Kick sucked, People were falling out of your stuff all the time. You would get shield poked just for existing because your shield size was too small. Jab didn't work properly. Old Falcon, it was rough out here. I was able to get PGR with him at the beginning, somehow. But things just got so much worse back then that I thought about walking away. And then they decided, don't worry, we'll make Falcon good again. It's nice that they made Falcon a lot better. Like, he's still far from one of the best characters, but he's good enough to where he can go on runs at majors. It's nice to go from being a character that sucks to a pretty good one, all things considered.